Hey, can you define run and gun content creation for me?
Run and gun, rolling with a lightly equipped kit documenting action and lifestyle as it happens with no set art direction or really a plan in hand. Want to learn more about the gear you need for that?
Roll it. Now, the very idea of a run and gun kit is that it's very small and minimal. There's still a lot of gear in there, but there's no time to make an elaborate setup with big rigs and a lot of bags to carry around. Mostly you just have one shot. And with that comes one backpack. Now for this, I use the Everyday Pack from Peak Design, and you've probably seen this before here on the channel. Actually, this is the one that I've been using for the past few years now. It is definitely very expensive when you buy it at first, but this is the 20-liter version. It's the smallest of the two, and still I can put so much gear right in here. Now this is literally everything that I bring with me. So why don't we unpack this together and you can see all the stuff that's inside. Let's get the most obvious thing out of the way. Yes, it's a travel tripod from Peak Design as well. You're gonna see there's a lot of things from Peak Design coming back just because their ecosystem works so great together. But nonetheless, I've had this for a while now. You can actually see the whole video I made about the travel tripod on its own. I still use it every time I go out. This is also being shot on that tripod, by the way. On the other side of the backpack, yeah, well, you have a water bottle. Reusable water bottles are better for the ecosystem. Let's open this up. This is the Sony a7 III, and mostly I use 1 or 2 lenses. Now the main lens that I have on here is a Sony G Master 24-70mm f2.8. It's a G Master, so it is sharp AF. Now, if I do need some compressed shots or a little bit more zoom into the subject, I also bring the 70-200mm from Canon. It's the Mark I f2.8. Firstly, it's just a remnant from my old kit. I used to be a Canon boy, then I switched to Sony for the features on this camera. I don't use autofocus on this lens that much, so I can get away with the manual focus. Camera-wise, I don't think there are bad options in this price class anymore. It's just the type of system you want to invest in. I love the a7 III because it's both good at video and photo. It's just a killer combo. I would love, though, to have a good flip screen, but I do have a workaround which I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Now, video gets you halfway, but having good audio is what can make or break your content. What I've been stuck with is my newest addition is the Rode Wireless Go, and it's actually what I'm recording with right now. I know that the audio still sucks here in the studio. By the way, what do you think of the new setup? Didn't mention that to you guys. Leave a comment what you think of the setup. This Rode Wireless Go is a very multifunctional device. So there is a microphone built into the transmitter, which is awesome because you don't need anything else. You can use that for podcasts, you can use that just to do interviews. Although I don't like how it looks when you just have it attached to your shirt or something else. What I do love is what I'm doing right now is I have a lavalier mic that it's plugged in, which I can show you. It is right here. And you just put that away in your pocket and you can do interviews, you can do vlog style content. That's perfect for that. To have a backup and not just a wireless system, because stuff can always go wrong, I always bring a video micro with me. And then a cool trick what you can do is you can actually put that shotgun mic right into the audio input of the Rode Wireless Go transmitter, and you have a wireless shotgun mic. Or you can almost put any source into these Rode Wireless Go's. That's why I love them so much. Now, if I do need to mic 2 people or I need an extra backup for audio, I also have a Zoom FN1 field recorder with a lavalier mic that I just bring with me, having that safety in mind that you do have some backup audio. Let's see what else we have in the main compartment. I never leave without a power bank, especially these ones. They're 18,000 milliamps to have some extra battery for the Sony, or if I just need to power up some accessories along the way. And one of these accessories, which I have right here, is the Aperture Alm9. This fucker has really bad battery life in my opinion, but it really packs a punch for the light that comes out of this. Just have a little fill light if you don't have anything, or you can just use it with the gels that they give you as a small practical in the back of somewhere. What I also bring is the Gopro Hero 7. It's the Dusk White edition. You know, it's GoPros. They're really easily to put in tight spaces. And what I do, I have it on a tripod mount, or I can just hold this really easily in my hand and maybe do some story type content. And lastly, the storage pouch. This is where I keep my SD cards, you know, adapters for my phone to put the SD cards in. And as well, I have an SSD from Angelbird right in here because I love making backups on the way. But more about that later in the video. Now, opening up these zippers. On the right side is where I keep all of my batteries. Then going to the other side, this is where I normally keep an extra hard drive, a rugged hard drive, or an SSD, you know, stuff to back up, and as well some tools. And no matter where you're going, you always have that moment that you need to tighten your tripod, or you need to tighten a screw, you need to tighten something, and you don't have the right tools with you. Something that I also try to bring when I can is a multi-tool. So this one is a Leatherman, it's a Wave, but you have to keep in mind safety regulations. So there are probably a few times you cannot bring stuff like this because they're probably gonna get worried about you. Just keep that in mind. I hide away a NAR box in the side compartment, and it's anchored with an anchor link or whatever you call these from Peak Design. But if you don't know what this NAR box does, I highly recommend you to check out this video on top of the screen. But basically, it's what I use to make backups after a day of shooting, but also do a backup on those extra drives that I bring with me, that I can later on just plug in the NAR box into the computer. I have everything together and I can just start editing right away. That's just genius. And as well, there's one thing here on the side that I normally didn't bring before I did go on a trip with Google to Mallorca, and that's just a small rain poncho. It's so simple, it's so small, but it's something overlooked, and nowadays I always bring it with me. Now on the side, the iPad Pro 2020 edition. I don't know what to tell you. It's super awesome tool. You can already start working on your content afterwards, and I can connect that with the NAR box. So this is where I keep my essentials throughout the day, and this is what changes the most. Most of the time there's some food in here, now just some cookies. Never leave the house without a notebook. Further, I have the strap for the camera. You guys know that from previous videos. Love the strap to bring it with me if I do need to have some stability with the camera. And then this is just too funny. This right here is a mirror that you can attach to the Sony a7 III or whatever camera that doesn't have a flip screen like it should. And this is by far the cheapest thing in my kit at $12, I think. I'm gonna leave a link below where you can buy it. And you can actually attach 3 other things to cold shoe mounts, which is awesome. This I love so much. It's so stupid, but so effective. And if I have room left, I also love to put in a small point and shoot analog camera. I can just shoot and document my life along the way. I also have this capture clip in front of the backpack where I can just put in the camera just like that and have it when I walk around. I don't have to think about my camera holding it in my hands or anything. Okay guys, that is all that's inside of this backpack. And still remind you, that's just a 20-liter backpack. I have to admit, it's a pretty hefty kit if you put everything together, hefty on your shoulders, but you know, I'm a big boy, I can take all of that. And now I'm gonna make a really good batch of good coffee, and don't forget to drop a like if you like this video, and as well, sub if you're new here. That's it. Ciao.